Good morning, children. So, we were doing the chapter from hunting, gathering to growing food. Okay, from hunting, gathering to growing food. As I told you, this chapter is a combination of two chapters. First one is on the trail of the earliest people, and second is from gathering to growing food. So we have finished with the first part of the chapter, that is on the trail of the earliest people. Now we are going to start, today we'll start the second part of the chapter, but before that, just have a recapitulation. In the recapitulation, first thing we studied in this chapter is about the hunters and gatherers. So children, if we talk about the hunters and gatherers, you all know hunters were the people who used to hunt animals. Gatherers, same people, they used to gather the things like hunting of the animals. It can be birds, it can be some wild animals, it can be deer, it can be sheep. And gatherers, the people who used to gather fruits, nuts, leaves, etc. Now when we talk about this hunting and gathering, it is not easy, children. It was not an easy job. The people, they have to be quick. People have to be alert. And when they follow animals, these animals used to move from one place to another place. They have to run behind them, which was not a very easy task. As well as they had to cross the forest also. Danger of life was also there. But they managed to do all these things. Now, why did these people travel? As earlier also I explained to you, there were mainly 5 reasons for that. The first one, when the water get dried up in the summer season. Second, when they used to follow the animals, because they had to hunt the animals. Animals move from one place to another place, so they also follow these animals. Third, because of the seasonal plants. Every place, when the season ends, the other place has some other fruit, so they used to move according to the season. Then when plants and animals of one place gets finished, they are all used up by these people, then also they had to move from one place to another place and to meet their friends and relatives. Clear? Now children, you did one question also. What are the similarities of people traveling nowadays and what are the differences? Now let's recap that also. Nowadays, people travel for their livelihood, for education, to meet their friends and relatives, for adventure also, to just find out the happiness, or these are the few things. And why did earlier people travel? We don't travel for natural calamities, to run away from the natural calamities. We never travel in search of water, but their needs were different. But there were certain common features also. Their livelihood was hunting and gathering. So for hunting and gathering, they also used to move from one place to another place. Second, to meet their friends and relatives. Now comes, how do we know about these people? Very simple. In your first chapter, you studied about archaeologists and historians. These people have found lot of things. Like archaeologists excavated and found the old like bones, stones, which tell us about them, as well as some of the rock paintings also they found which tell us about these people, and historians studied them, and then they came to the conclusion about what we are studying in this chapter. Then the word stone has come here, different types of stones. So these were actually the stone tools. What were these? Stone tools. People at that time did not have any specific kind of tools, so they used stones as their tools. Earlier they used small pebbles or a part of a rock piece to hunt the animals, to kill the animals, to dig out the roots from the ground, or to take out the bark of the tree, hide of the skin of the animals. They use these stones. Slowly and slowly they learned how to make these stones more pointed, more like a tool. So there were two methods of making the stone tool. The one was known as stone on stone, and second method was known as pressure flaking. In both the cases, earlier the stone tools were like this, like this, like this, but with the passage of time they were like this. This becomes more pointed. So children, these stone on two stone, they use two stone, one as an hammer and the other one out of which they have to make the tool. In one hand they used to take the core stone in one hand so that they can make it more pointed with the help of hammer stone, which they held in the other hand. That was known as stone on stone. Pressure flaking, they on a ground they used to put one stone and other stone in a hand, and they strike this stone on this to make it pointed, to take out the flakes from it. So this was known as a pressure flaking. So these were the techniques to make the stone tools. Now why they used to make these stone tools? For digging roots, then for cutting the wood, because they use this wood to make their huts also, for the firewood also, then to take out the bark of the tree, to take out the skin of the animal, to chop the meat. So these were some of the uses of the stone tools. So that is why children, these were very important. Now let's come to the next part of the chapter. Again in a recapitulation I was doing. So children, when I talked about these all things, you have to remember one thing. When I'm talking about hunters and gatherers, I am talking about a particular period. That's what I'm coming to. This period was divided into three parts or three periods. The first one was known as Paleolithic period. Second was known as the Mesolithic period, and third one is known as the Neolithic period. So let's talk about the Paleolithic period. Whatever I have told you right now, it comes in the Paleolithic period. Hunters and gatherers comes in the Paleolithic period. So if we talk about this, 2 million years ago to 12,000 years ago covers the Paleolithic period. This time, one very important thing happened, that was the discovery of fire. Discovery of fire happened in the Paleolithic period. Children, this is a very interesting story about this discovery of fire. Some people in the night, they saw there was a fire in the jungle. They took some branches, lit them with that fire, and they were very happy to see that this fire kept them warm also. This fire lit the place where they used to live, like in the rocks or in the open places or on the tree tops, as well as part of meat or flesh which they eat of the animal, when cooked in it, gave a very tasty flavor, right? A good taste. So accidentally saw this fire, but they did not know how to lit it themselves. So now what happened, when they were making their stone tools one day, accidentally two stones, when they rubbed with each other, suddenly the grasses, dry grasses lying near that area lit up. And this gave them the idea that how with the help of stones they can lit the fire. So that is how the fire was discovered in the Paleolithic period. As well as we talked about the ostriches, that many paintings in the caves, they had the painting of ostriches. So it means ostriches were there in India at that time, because many eggshells of ostriches were found on which they have engraved lot of things. So children, this is video 1. Let's talk about remaining in the video 2.